That rusty pistol your grandfather left you? The one you almost sold at a garage sale for 50 bucks? It might be worth more than your 401k. Right now, as inflation eats savings and stocks swing wildly, certain pistols are appreciating faster than Manhattan real estate. We're talking 300% gains in 5 years. Some are climbing 1,000% in a decade. Last month, a pistol that sold for $800 in 1995 hammered at $47,000. The owner bought it from a widow who thought it was junk. Today, I'm revealing 10 pistols that started as throwaway surplus and are now crushing traditional investments. These aren't the usual suspects everyone talks about. Half this list will shock veteran collectors. And number 3? It's sitting in thousands of American closets right now, completely unrecognized. One just sold for $4.2 million. Let's dive in. Number 10. The CZ-52. In 1952, Czechoslovakia needed a pistol that could punch through NATO body armor. They created this beast chambered in 7.62 by 25 Tokarev, a round that screams through barriers like a hot knife through butter. The roller locking system was so over-engineered that it could handle pressures that would grenade most pistols. Czech military units carried them through the Cold War, making them authentic Iron Curtain artifacts. Here's what's happening. 10 years ago, surplus CZ-52s flooded the market at $150 each. Collectors ignored them as ugly communist junk. Today, clean examples with original holsters are pushing $800. Military-marked versions exceed $1,200. That's a 533% increase, while the S&P 500 returned 180% over the same period. The market finally realized these represent a vanished world of Warsaw Pact engineering that'll never be made again. Number 9. Steyr M, 1912. Before World War I ended, the Austro-Hungarian Empire issued the Steyr Hahn. It fed from an internal magazine loaded with stripper clips as a rifle shrunk into a pistol. Over 300,000 served in the WWI trenches. When the empire collapsed, these pistols were scattered across Europe. Romanian contract guns, Chilean police versions, Nazi-converted 9mm models. Each variation tells a different story. The rotating barrel lock gave it the strength to handle the hot 9mm Steyr cartridge, basically a 9mm on steroids. That overbuilt design is why surviving examples still shoot perfectly after 110 years. 5 years ago, nice examples sold for $400. Today, matching numbers with the original finish command $1,500. The rare 9mm Nazi conversions? Try $3,000. These aren't reproduced, they can't be imported. When they're gone forever. Number 8. Savage Model 1907. In 1907, Savage Arms created something radical. A pocket pistol with delayed blowback, a double-stack magazine, and looks straight out of a noir film. While Colt made the 1911, Savage quietly sold 200,000 of these to everyone from detectives to society ladies. The marketing was genius. Ads showed well-dressed people confidently carrying the pistol that thinks for itself. It competed directly for the U.S. military trials that the 1911 won. The Portuguese military bought thousands. French officers carried them in WWI. American police departments issued them through the 1940s. But by the 1960s, they were pawn shop regulars selling for $30. Fast forward, clean .32. ACPs now bring $800. The .380 versions hit $1,200. Military contract guns with unit markings, $2,000 and climbing. Collectors finally recognized what this represents. Early American auto pistol innovation that almost changed history. Number 7. Star Model B. Spain couldn't afford to license the 1911, so they built their own, the Star Model B. It looks like a 1911, shoots 9mm like a high power, and served everywhere from the Spanish Civil War to Nazi Germany. The Germans bought thousands when they couldn't produce enough pistols. The Wehrmacht stamped them with Nazi eagles. After the war, they flooded surplus markets as cheap Spanish copies. But these weren't copies. They were legitimate service pistols that served multiple armies through history's bloodiest conflicts. Built like tanks with forged frames and traditional craftsmanship. In 2010, you could buy Nazi-marked stars for $300. Today, those same pistols bring $1,500. Spanish Civil War examples with nationalist or Republican markings hit $2,000. Every year, fewer survive, and history doesn't make more World War II pistols. Number 6. Nambu Type 14. Every Japanese officer in World War II carried one of these. The Type 14 Nambu served from China to Iwo Jima, becoming the symbol of Imperial Japan's military might. Most were destroyed after Japan's surrender. G brought others home as trophies. Those with intact chrysanthemum stamps of the Imperial Seal are especially valuable since most were ground off. The bizarre 8mm Nambu cartridge and unique trigger system make these mechanically fascinating. Early large trigger guard versions from the 1920s are incredibly rare. Here's the money shot. Documented bringbacks with capture papers are gold. A standard late-war Nambu might bring $1,000. Add original holster and papers, $3,000. Early production with a matching magazine, $4,000. These represent the Pacific War in steel. Every year, fewer veterans remain to authenticate them. Values are exploding accordingly. Number 5. Rothsteyr M, 1907. The world's first successful semi-automatic military pistol. Before 1911, before anything else, the Austro-Hungarian cavalry carried these into battle starting in 1908. Stryker fired when everyone else used hammers. The rotating barrel when the slides were revolutionary. It was so advanced that many features wouldn't become standard for 50 years. Only 100,000 were made. Most died in WWI trenches or rusted in forgotten European attics. Finding one in America is like finding a Rembrandt at a yard sale. 10 years ago, the few that surfaced sold for $1,500. Today, working examples start at $4,000. Original cavalry holster rigs hit $6,000. One in 95% condition just brought $9,000 at auction. This isn't just rare, it's historically irreplaceable. The first semi-auto military pistol will always be the first. Number 4. Whitney Wolverine. In 1955, gun designer Robert Hilberg created something from science fiction, an aluminum pistol that looked like it belonged on a spaceship. Only 13,000 were made before the company collapsed. This .22 pistol was supposed to revolutionize recreational shooting with space-age materials and atomic-era styling. Instead, it became one of the most sought-after American pistols ever made. The design influenced movie props for decades. Every retro-futuristic ray gun owes something to the Wolverine's aesthetic. Here's the insanity. In 2000, nice examples sold for $400. By 2010, $1,200. Today, pristine nickel-plated versions bring $3,500. The rare factory nickel with the original box? $5,000. Modern reproductions exist, but collectors only want originals. When atomic-age design meets scarcity, prices go nuclear. Number 3. Merwin Hulbert. While Colt and Smith & Wesson fought for military contracts, Merwin Hulbert quietly built the finest revolvers of the frontier era. Jesse James carried one. So did Pat Garrett. Their revolutionary loading system, twist and pull to extract cases, was faster than anything else. The quality rivaled European watchmaking, but the company died in 1896, making these instantly rare. Here's what nobody knows. Thousands sit in attics, completely unrecognized. Families think they're old Western guns, worth a few $100. Reality check. Standard Merwin Hulberts start at $5,000. Engraved examples hit $25,000. One documented to Pat Garrett brought $180,000. And here's the bomb. A factory exhibition piece with gold inlay and pearl grips just sold for $4.2 million. These are American Leonardo da Vinci's artistic masterpieces that also killed outlaws. Number 2. Bergmann 1896. Before anyone figured out how semi-automatic pistols should work, Theodor Bergmann created one of the first commercially successful semi-automatic pistols. It loaded from the side, ejected straight up, and looked like steampunk fantasy. Only a few thousand were made between 1896 and 1899. Each was essentially hand-fitted. Finding one today is like finding a working Edison light bulb. Swiss officers bought them. Victorian gentlemen carried them. They represent the exact moment handguns evolved from revolvers to automatics. 5 years ago, rough examples brought $3,000. Today, those same guns fetch $8,000. Clean, functional Bergmans with accessories command $15,000. A cased presentation model recently hammered at $35,000. These aren't guns, they're mechanical art from humanity's most innovative era. Number 1. The Volcanic Repeating Pistol. Before Winchester, before Henry, before lever-action rifles conquered the West, there was the Volcanic, a lever-action pistol that fired rocket balls in the 1850s. This wasn't just ahead of its time. It created the future. The company became Winchester. The design became the Henry rifle. The rocket ball evolved into rimfire ammunition. Only 3,000 were made. The company failed, reorganized, and eventually became the Winchester Empire. Owning a Volcanic is owning the seed that grew into American firearms supremacy. Prices have gone absolutely volcanic. Standard small-frame pistols bring $20,000. Large frame versions hit $40,000. Factory engraved? $100,000. The finest known example sold for $290,000. This is it, the Genesis Artifact. The pistol that started an empire and changed the world. 10 pistols, 10 opportunities. Each one is climbing faster than traditional investments. Check your inheritance. Visit those estate sales. Look twice at that junk in the gun store corner, because tomorrow's six-figure collectible is sitting somewhere right now, waiting to be recognized. The market for historic firearms only moves in one direction, up. They're not making any more World War I pistols. They're not importing more Cold War surplus. When they're gone, they're gone. Subscribe now, because next week I'm revealing which modern pistols will be tomorrow's gold mines. You won't want to miss it.